everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 22 in season number 5 of the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We are here at the Talladega Super Speedway for the Tarts 500, the last race in the round of 12 here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series chase. And at the end of the day, we will eliminate 4 guys from championship contention. And a lot of guys on the edge of their seats for this one, because this is Talladega. This is a crazy race, and some guys, they need some pretty good finishes if they want to make it on to the next round. Bryce Lofor comes into this race, the first guy outside the top 8. He has 3,038 points. Stuart Bratton's 3 points behind him with 3,035 points. Jonathan Skivnicki and Ryan Madden, neither of those guys have many points. Skivnicki is 30 points off of the cutoff mark, and Madden is 34 points off the cutoff mark. Not looking too good for those guys, but if they win this race, if any of the chase drivers win this race, they are automatically locked on to the next round. And that might be the only hope for Skivnicki and Madden to make it on to the next round. But for Gratton and Lofor, if they get top 5 finishes here today, they'll probably be able to move their way up enough and get into the top 8. You see Gratton starting 3rd, but it's Cody Smart, who's been one of the most consistent guys so far in this chase. He comes into this race 3rd in the points, who starts on the pole in the number 21. Let's go ahead and get these guys to roll off here, and I'll show you guys the starting lineup on the bottom of your screen. It's Cody Smart starting on the pole alongside Davey Johnson in the number 31. Then it's a couple of chase drivers who need great finishes. Skivnicki, in his case, he pretty much needs a win. But before we get to the rest of the starting lineup, we're going to go ahead and reset the field, so whoever failed to start there can start in the actual race. Okay, and we are back here, and it does appear that there's somebody else with a problem. So, I should have checked that before I hit play again. So let's try this again. Okay, this time it is working. So anyways, as I was saying, it's Cody Smart and Davey Johnson on the front row. Stuart Bratton and Jonathan Skivnicki in row number 2. Another chase driver here, Cameron Black in the 11 alongside Nicholas Gratton. 2 more chase drivers, Bryce Lofor and Ryan Madden. Madden needs a win if he wants to make it on. I don't think he has any other chance of doing it. We have the 48 of Blaine Keys and Aiden Shepard in row number 5. In row 6, it's Matt Tuck and Tristan Allen, Cameron Gaju, and chase driver John Arndt in row number 7. Garrett Tenor, Jesse Turner in row number 8. It's Ben Clark, Nicholas Samadio in row 9. Michael DeFeo, Christian Master in row number 10. You see Matt Dahlia there midway through the pack. Of all the guys who have not clinched, of course, the only guy who has clinched is Trey Bartow, who won at Boston 2 days ago. But Matt Dahlia comes to this race 2nd in the points. There's Caleb Hoffman in the 6. Tyler Salzman right alongside the 88 there, another chase driver. There's Jordan Newman in the 7 on the outside, deep in the field. And you get back in here, there's Trey Bartow. Has absolutely nothing to worry about in this race. He's already on to the round of 8. And even if he didn't win, if he finished 2nd at Boston on Wednesday, he'd still would have clinched, because he would have had enough points to clinch his spot into the next round. I do believe, at least, but yeah, but Bartow's already in. He has nothing to worry about. But for the other 11 chase drivers, they just got to hope and pray that you do not get involved in something here today at Talladega. You never know when the big one will strike. But this is Talladega. It always does. It's always going to bite. Anyways, it's Cody Smart. It's Davey Johnson. The Pop-Tarts 500 is green at Talladega. Smart with the run on the inside, and like I said in the truck race yesterday, the inside lane is the place you have to be. The phone's ringing. Hold on just a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Of course, the phone has to ring right when I start recording the race. Anyways, I was about to say, like I said in the truck race, the inside lane is the place to be. The outside lane, it does not work here at Talladega, and you got to be on that inside if you want to get up front. Stuart Gratton, he knows he's outside the top 8. He did the same thing in the Truck Series chase in their first elimination race and in the Chicagoland race, the first elimination race here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, where he was outside the top, or outside, he was outside where he needed to be, let's just say that, and he forced his way in, he got his way in a good finish. He knows how to get it done in these dire situations. He was up front there for a moment, got stuck 3 wide on the outside, and Bryce Lofor takes the lead in the number 41. Here comes Matt Tuck, Cameron Gaji. You can tell these guys go much faster than the trucks yesterday. These Cup cars go pretty darn fast around this Talladega Super Speedway, and that means that the crashes, if they were to happen, which they probably will, are going to be much harder. Garrett Zinor is going to make it 3 wide for the lead. Try to get around Bryce Lofor. This isn't good for Madden. You can't get involved in the crash if you're that 22 or the 46. Both Madden and Skibnicki need to win if they want to make it on to the next round. There's 4 wide back in here as well. We're 4 wide in 3 places. Or at least 4 wide in 2 places now. This is not going to end too well. Madden, Skibnicki, they're right on each other. But they're still not crashing. Great job by these guys here, but Madden has got to be beating... His heart's got to be beating really fast right now. What am I saying? I don't know. I don't say things in the right order anymore. I really don't. Bryce Lofor getting stuck on the outside there. Matt Dalio up front in the 88 right now. They're still 4 wide back in here. Matt Tuck now 4 wide with Sam Adeo as Lofor continues to fall back. Now it's Gratton and Jordan Newman and John Arndt. Those are all 4 of those guys in that 4 wide situation are chase drivers. Yeah, Gratton, Lofor, Newman, and Arndt, they're all 4 wide. Oh, they're trying to find room. They can't find room. They're still 4 wide. They haven't crashed yet. Cody Smart's on the outside of all this. Bartow, my goodness! How in the world are they not crashing? Bartow almost got into Jordan Newman there. That was really close. It did not happen. Larry Ike coming close on the 7, but I think they're going to fan it out. That took a while. For that one, at least. Ryan Madden's back in a 4 wide situation. And it's cloudy here at Talladega, so they're going to be going a little bit faster because the track's a little bit cooler. The cooler the track is, the faster they're going to go. Davey Johnson and Jesse Turner are now 4 wide. This is insane how many times we've already gone 4 wide in this race and haven't crashed. Of course, it's at 107% strength, and at that percentage, they usually can avoid crashing a little bit easier when it's at 108, but we're still going to crash in this race. With how much 4 wide we've already had in this one, it is going to happen. Gratton does not want to be where he is right now. He's got 4 wide in front of him and behind him. He's now in a 4 wide situation. We're not following with the lead because it's, for one thing, changing so frequently. Oh no! Tristan Allen blowing up in the 2. He gets to the apron and we're good for now. That could have been big, and that's actually going to split the pack up, and that's actually good news for guys who do not want to crash. Of course, nobody wants to crash today. Nobody at all. Well, it looks like all those guys are going to be okay, and they have fanned it out the 3 wide in that pack, but they might still go 4 wide here in the lead pack. Anyways, we missed a lot for the lead. Of course, you've been checking the scoreboard there to see who's been leading the laps. It's now Josh Crash leading the field in the number 15. That was crazy what was going on there. Max Newworth in the 93. Highest chase driver in the field, John Arndt, comes into this race in the top 8. So he just needs a good finish, and he's good to go. You got Trey Bartow, our last winner here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. He's to the inside of John Andrews in the 23 of Cameron Garlington. Matt Dalio's in this pack. And those are the only chase drivers who did split away when Tristan Allen had his problem. But we got these guys, most of them single file, closing back on to the lead pack, like Ryan Madden here. You see Cameron Black, Caleb Hoffman. Stuart Gratton does not want to be that far back in the field at all. That is not a good place to be. And Skibnicki, of course, he needs a win if he wants to make it on to the next round. You see Cody Smart, he's pretty deep in the field, and so is Bryce Lofor. Lofor is the first guy outside the top 8. And right now, neither him nor Gratton would be able to advance on to the next round the way they are running right now. But it could be a little bit of strategy there. They saw all that 4 wide happen earlier, and they know that they could get 4 wide pretty easily here. They might be trying to fall back so that they can avoid a crash. And it might work for them. Neuwirth now 4 wide with Sinor, Griffin Lynn, Elijah Gordon. Neuwirth is going to fall back 4 wide on the outside. This is not good for guys who do not want to crash. You see Caleb Hoffman here in the 6. 93 is falling back pretty fast. And all the BK racing cars are right there. There might be a problem on this 93. He seems to be going quite slow. I don't know. But you see the gap between him and Zachary Fitzwater. More 4 wide up front, and this time it's not going to work. Truxell around, Griffin Lynn. I see Elijah Gordon around. Who else is going to get involved in this one? Hoffman. Cody Smart is involved. Bryce Lofor is involved. Max Neuwirth, Salzman with a piece of it. Lofor with damage in the 41. Oh my goodness. They finally couldn't do it. Cody Smart was involved. Landon Napa. Bryce Lofor is done. He is not going to advance on. My, oh my. I know that coverage there for those first few laps under green was kind of interesting. We were focusing on the middle of the pack a lot. And that's it for Skibnicki too. Skibnicki with damage. He's not going to be able to advance on. I think Griffin Lynn. See Salzman. I know Salzman got a piece of it. Salzman does come into this race 8th in the points, I think. Hoffman avoided it, I think, and Grattan did as well. I think Grattan is good to go in the 47 right now. My, oh my. Yasu, Matt Dallio out front in the 88. I tell you, man, if he wins this championship, I won't be in the least bit surprised. Because this guy has been outstanding this season. And in a quiet way, too. In a very quiet way. I mean, this chase has been outstanding for Matt Dallio. He's done a great job in the chase so far. And especially this round. He got a great finish at Kansas and a great finish at Boston. Both races where he really wasn't a factor all day, but he got up there in the top 10 and got great finishes in both of those races. But that is the toughest break for Bryce Lofor. You see Cody Smart's coming into the pit road as well. And Smart comes into this race 3rd in the points. I don't know, considering how Bryce Lofor and Stuart Grattan have had, or Stuart Grattan has not had a problem, I should say, but considering how Bryce Lofor has had his problem, I think Cody Smart's going to be able to continue here. Smart has a 28-point advantage ahead of the cutoff mark heading into this race. Now, if he finishes low enough, he might get knocked out, but I think Smart's going to be okay. But Bryce Lofor is done, and Jonathan Skibnicki are done. Neither of those guys are going to advance on to the round of 8, unfortunately. So now it's down to the final 2 guys. Grattan is still in this race. Salzman was involved. Right now, Salzman would be outside the top 8. Salzman would be eliminated at the moment, and I think Ryan Madden would be the other guy. But that's just right now. Still got a lot of racing left in this one here at Talladega. But before we get to the restart, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the caution here in the Pop-Tarts 500. I'm going to go with the TV2 camera to do this one in slow motion. Troxell is going to get clipped by Cameron Black. And at the slightest touch, Elijah Gordon goes around in the 24. Troxell comes back up the racetrack in the Griffin Lynn. Jacob Reed. And that 18 is going to be sideways as Sidnor. You see Andrews come in there. Cameron Black might have gotten a piece of it in the 11. See, a lot of these guys on the inside are going to avoid this. But it's basically up here, where you see Sidnor go around, Jacob Reed around. And it's actually when they're trying to avoid it. It's the 17, Nicholas Grattan, going around as the 42 and Nova Cars was alongside him there. Cody Smart takes a hard hit to the outside wall. Bryce Lofor, you see Skibnicki here in the 46. He hits the grass, and he gets that damage from Seth Cole. And he's trying to save it here. And this is a guy who needed a win if he wanted to advance on. Of course, he did want to advance on, but he's going to hit the pit road wall. He's going to slide down and hit the pit road wall. That's where his damage came from. You see Cody Smart go around Bryce Lofor. You see the damage on his car, and that's it for the 41. He was having such a good outing so far in the chase. He came into this race outside the top 8 just barely. And he's going to finish there, unfortunately, for this round. And you see Elijah Gordon gets spun around again. If I had $1 for every time he had a bad finish in this series, man, I wouldn't need to get a job. But Cody Smart in the 21 with damage. That's a big story there. We're going to have to follow with this one. I don't know if he's going to fall back in this race or not. He didn't get any front end damage, I don't think. But he might have. I really don't know how he's going to run. But, yeah, I think, the race was won by Matt Dallio to the line. But still, tough break for all those guys involved in this one. Now, this 24 should have been okay, really. I mean, he was just barely clipped by the 27. And it's actually, when these guys tried to avoid it, they actually hit him. And that's why so many guys got involved in that one. While they were trying to avoid it, down on the grass there, Elijah Gordon was there, and there was nowhere to go for all these guys. Lofor came in late there and hit the 93. And I think that's what ended his day, unfortunately. Yeah, but Smart with damage. I think he might have some front-end damage. He might not be able to run well. And you got to think, too, there were not many chase drivers involved in this one. Skivnicki was involved, Lofor was involved, and Smart was involved. And I do believe that those were the only 3 chase drivers involved. Salzman wasn't also Salzman was also involved in the 19. Yeah, he's not in a good position right now. He might not be able to run as well as the rest of these guys. We're just going to have to see. Hoffman avoided it and Grattan avoided it. And I tell you, Grattan did not used to avoid crashes like that. I mean, 99% of the time, he would be involved in something like that. But this season, I mean, this has been a great season for him. I'm not going to say anything else, and you know why. But anyways, let's get to the restart here. Matt Dallio leading the field in the number 88. He's a chase driver, and if you're a chase driver, you get the win here today, you're automatically on to the round of 8. Let's get to the restart here in the Pop-Tarts 500 at Talladega. Back here at Dega for the Pop-Tarts 500. And this track has already claimed some victims. You're going to see there Tristan Allen, he's going to fail the finish. Do you believe Lofor, Cars, Grattan, Nicholas Grattan, I should say, Skivnicki, and Andrews are going to get knocked out at the end of this one. There are still 36 cars on the racetrack, though, and 36 cars on the lead lap. But I will say this, Jonathan Skivnicki and Bryce Lofor, they are guaranteed not to make it on to the round of 8. It's a tough break for those guys there. But the question is, who are going to be the other 2 guys who join them? Just going to have to see. Matt Dallio leads the field. John Arndt is second. Eric Gallmanart got the number 98. Larry Ike running 4th. Ryan Madden needs a win if he wants to make it on. He comes into this race with only 9 points. Ben Clark is 6th. Don't know if that's real damage. That is a glitch. Gaju, Bartow, Crash, and Bongsinor. A couple of our last winners. The past 2 winners in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Bongsinor and Bartow back in there. Anyways, Matt Dallio is going to stay out front. John Arndt goes to the outside. And he's going to fall back in the 95. Matt Dallio trying to hold off the field. We're going to hit the halfway point of this race when we cross a line next time. Eric Almenhart to the inside of Matt Dallio. Almenhart came close to winning the race back to the line, but he didn't. Matt Dallio's going to fall back on the outside. Madden's on the outside now. It's not good for the 22. Cameron Black, highest chase driver on the inside lane right now. He's going to move his way up. Matt Dallio almost in a 4-wide situation there. He's going to fall back in the 88. Now, Dallio can take some spots away. Can take some spots. He can fall back if he wants to in the 88. He'll be okay if he does because he comes into this race second in the points. And like I said, Bartow's already locked in. No worries for the 4. But all focus is basically on the other 8 guys. And we're going to almost have another 4-wide situation here. These guys are racing like crazy here at Talladega. That was Jesse Turner getting to the inside of Cameron Garlington, getting to the inside of Matt Dallio. And there's your past 3 champions in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series all in a row there. 3 wide here at Talladega. How about that? And I will like to say, there's almost like a champion's curse here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series because both Jesse Turner and Cameron Curlington have not won races since they won their championships. But Matt Dalio has broken the curse this season. Making the chase, here he is doing a fantastic job in the round of 8. And he's got a good shot at making it onto the Final Four and defending his championship. I tell you, this 88 has been quiet. I'm making him not quiet, but you definitely would want to watch for him. You definitely have to watch for him as this chase moves on. Black's going to get caught up 4 wide on the outside. This one's going to be close. Gaju, Bonsinor, and Shepard in the middle. Almost going 5 wide. And Madden's in all this as well. If Madden crashes, Madden is out. And there they go again. In the wall they go. Madden avoids it. But behind him, it's chaos. And Grattan was involved. Oh no. 47 of Nicholas Grattan getting caught up in this one. Cody Smart again. Abe Troxel. Salzman is done in the 19. Salzman is done. Bongsinor, Josh Crash. Grattan, you gotta be kidding me. Gaju involved in that one. Got a couple guys go hard into the outside wall. A little farther on in that one. Jesse Turner's gonna win the race back to the line. And this is really gonna clear up the field for these final few laps. And guess who's still in it? Ryan Madden in the number 22. I tell you, this guy might just get in. But after that crash, I think it's pretty certain Grattan's not going to be able to continue. Salzman's not going to be able to continue. It's going to be Salzman. Okay, actually, you know what? I really don't know at this point because you still got Madden out there. Madden needs a lot. I think Madden might not have to win at this point now because a lot of those guys that he needs to pass to get into the top 8 have crashed already. He's got a clean race car. He's the highest chase driver in the field. He might be able to do it. Jordan Newman, a great job in the number 7. He did actually get caught up in that a little bit, but he's 6th. Hoffman's looking pretty good in the number 6. He's 9th. John Arndt's pretty good. Matt Dalio avoided that one in the 88. Of course, we're not really going to say anything about Bartow because he's already in. And you see Cameron Black there is also good in the 11. But that one was much more fatal for a lot more guys than that first crash we had. And let's go ahead and see how it all shook out. This is one of those chain reaction crashes almost, I like to say, because where it starts is behind Michael DeFeo here. It starts in Bongsinor and Gaju there. Jordan Newman also involved in this one. And they come up. Larry Ike is a little bit behind DeFeo, and DeFeo gets caught up in it even though he was a whole car length ahead of it. Look at this 22. Look at how close that 78 and that 7 could have come back up. I do believe that they ended up going into the outside wall. Yeah, it was Matt Tuck here. And this is what I was saying. I saw this angle, and I'm like, that's not going to be good. And it actually wasn't that bad for those guys. But back in here, Grattan involved. Master. You see, Black was back in here as well in the 11. And I think he's going to be okay. Gaju, Bongsinor, and then Salzman isn't really going to... Yeah. Not good for the 19. Cody Smart's done in the 21 as he hit somebody. But I think Smart's going to be okay considering that Grattan was involved in this one. The only guy that can surpass Smart in the point... no, he can't. He's too far back. Smart's good. He's on. And I think Grattan and Salzman are going to be the other guys because I do believe that it's depending on where Salzman and Grattan finish. That's the big thing. Grattan actually still has a shot, and so does Salzman. I just don't know. I mean, we know now it's between 3 guys for the final elimination spot. We know that Lofor, Skivnicki, they're both out. And then the other 3 guys is Ryan Madden, Stuart Grattan, and Tyler Salzman. One of those guys will make it in. The other 2 are going to be eliminated. That's what we know right now. Madden's still out there in the 22. If he wins, he gets that spot. Grattan, Salzman are out. But if Madden happens to fall back to, say, like, 15th place, it's possible that Grattan might be able to might have surpassed Salzman here. I don't think he did, but it's possible. Oh man, that's 9 points from Salzman to Grattan. Grattan's not going to have much of a chance here. But if Grattan finishes 10 positions ahead of Salzman, which I highly doubt is going to happen, but it's possible considering how many guys were involved in this one. But if Grattan can beat Salzman, Salzman's out. And if Salzman can beat Grattan, Grattan's out. So we will determine which of those two guys will have more points at the end of this race. And then this is all up to Madden and what he does quite a ways back in the field. In the field of points, at least. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Let's go ahead and review the crash again and see what happened. Just going to follow with these guys here. Gaju got one of the worst hits in this one. As you see Larry, I come across him there, and there's just nowhere to go for a lot of those guys. And Grattan was another one. I mean, there's just nowhere to go. There's nothing Grattan could have done in that situation. And then you see Salzman get in the boxing door, and then Cody Smart get involved here. I will say that Smart's okay to go for round number 3. But yeah, not a good day for a lot of those guys in the chase there. On the chase bubble especially. All 4, except for Ryan Madden. The other 3 guys coming into this race outside the top 8, all involved in the crash and all going to finish prematurely. Because Grattan's not going to be able to continue with that, and Salzman didn't even get going in the 19. We'll replay it one more time with an onboard, then we'll get to the restart here in the Pop-Tarts 500 at Talladega. On board with Stuart Grattan at 47. And whether or not he gets eliminated in this race, you gotta hand it to him for one of the best seasons he has ever had here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Grattan has had so much success here in Season 5 compared to the past 3 seasons. He did make the chase in Season 1, but got eliminated in the first round over there. But Grattan has had a fantastic season, and that is progress for Stuart Grattan. Things are looking good for the future of Stuart Grattan here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. We're just going to have to see what he does in the future, where he goes to and all that, but I think Season 6 is going to be a good season here for this guy. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to the restart here in the Pop-Tarts 500 and see who gets the win here at Talladega. Back here at Talladega for the Pop-Tarts 500, the last race in the round of 8. Round of 12. I'm sorry, I really have been messing that up lately, haven't I? The last race in the round of 12, the race that will determine the round of 8. I tell you. Anyways, Jesse Turner out front in the 43. It's Aiden Shepard running in second. Zachary Fitzwater, the guy who won the truck race here yesterday, he's running in third. Hairgel Arvin Alonso is fourth. Ryan Madden needs to win. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys where Grattan is in comparison to Salzman, and Grattan will not be able to get around Salzman, so Grattan is officially out. It's all going to come down to what Madden does here compared to what Salzman already has. Salzman finishes 36th for this one. That will award him, trying to think about this one here, that will award him 7 points towards the championship. Yes, 7 points. Add that on to the 43 he already had, that's 50. Madden comes into this race with 9. In order to get to that 50, Ryan Madden would need to get 42 points or more. So Madden needs to win. That's Madden's only shot at getting into the chase. He needs to win. But he actually, you know what? He will tie with Salzman. He's going to tie with Salzman. If it happens to be, if Madden finishes second, Madden will tie with Salzman. That's what's going to happen. So if Ryan Madden finishes second, we're going to actually have to go back and see if he can beat Salzman on the tiebreaker. And I do believe he will, because I do know that Ryan Madden had a pretty good regular season here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. So if Madden finishes second, I think Madden's on. And as I say that, he goes to second, pushing Jesse Turner to the lead. We're going to go ahead and focus on the win now, because we know the situation with the chase. We know that Stuart Grattan's out. We know that Jonathan Skimnicki's out, and we know that Bryce Lofor is out. It's all going to come down to whether Madden or Salzman gets out. and Madden has to finish in the top 2 positions if he wants to make it on. So we're going to focus on the win. Not as confusing as Chicagoland, but I still really don't know what I'm talking about that much. I really have goofed it up a lot in this one. But hey, we're going to keep on going here. It's going to be a good race here at Talladega. 5 laps to go in the Pop-Tarts 500 for Jesse Turner. Matt Dalio blowing up in the 88. Matt Dalio is good to go. He has enough points. He's not going to get knocked out, but still. He's having a good race going for him. Now, he did slightly get involved in that crash, so that might be why he blew up there. It's a tough break for Dalio, but he will move on to the round of 8 no matter what. Jesse Turner remaining out front. Nicholas Samedeo. These guys are both Daytona 500 champions. I think they know their way around these restrictor plate races. But then again, their only restrictor plate wins were those Daytona 500s that they won. Of course, they both won their dual races at Daytona earlier this season, but still. The only restrictor plate wins for these guys come in the Daytona 500s that they have won. Out of nowhere again, John Hart comes at 95. Came out of nowhere at Boston to get a great finish, and here he is. He's going to take second away from Joe Larb and Alonso late in the going. I like what Turner's doing, though, here in the 43. He's holding everybody off. It's going to take a lot for this 43 to hold everybody off for 3 more laps, though. But it's possible. We have seen it happen before here at Talladega. And Turner is trying all he can to keep the lead. I tell you, if I had $1 for every time he was leading, like on the final lap of the race and didn't win, I don't know, man. I'd have a good amount of money. He's not going to be able to keep it, though. There goes John Hart to the inside. Remember, Matt Tuck, I thought that he shot up into the wall during that second crash. But here he is running in the top 10 right now, right behind John Hart. And here's Madden. If Madden wins, Selzman is done. Selzman hopes that Madden falls outside the top 2. Because I'm pretty sure Madden would get the tiebreaker on Selzman if he finished second. Madden going for second underneath of Matt Tuck. You got Seth Cole in here, Blaine Keys. We got a lot of great drivers in this lead pack, and one of these guys is going to get this win too. It's only 2 laps to go here at Talladega. Seth Cole, Blaine Keys, both winless in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Blaine Keys' only win has come here at Talladega in the Aero Electric Pro Series Season 1. A long time ago. And there it goes. Ryan Madden to the inside of John Hart for the lead. Madden needs to win. He's got to hold off Blaine Keys, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Can't do it. He could not clear him. I think that's it for Madden. Blaine Keys takes the white flag at Talladega. Zachary Fitzwater right behind him. Fitzwater is trying to sweep the weekend here at Talladega. Nicholas Samedeo, Joe Larb and Alonso and Jesse Turner behind these guys. Samedeo is going to go to the inside of the 44. Alonso, he's going to make it 3 wide for second. That's good news for Blaine Keys, but will the 5 get to this 48? That 5 is going to get a draft. Alonso's going to get a draft on the inside. We're closing up on lap traffic. This is going to play into things here. Alonso to the inside of Blaine Keys. It has been 4 seasons for Alonso, but he's finally going to get a Chick-fil-A Cup Series win. Joe Larb and Alonso wins the Pop-Tarts 500 out of nowhere here at Talladega. He got around Blaine Keys right there at the end. Keys came so close, but Landon Napa got in the way. Keys falls to 4th. Joe Larb and Alonso, his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series win in 4 seasons of competition. A long losing streak broken for him. Jesse Turner finished second in this one. Caleb Hoffman, highest chase driver in the field. And Tyler Selzman is going to be able to advance on, as Ryan Madden did not finish in the top 2. He's going to finish in 10th. So he got stuck in the outside there on that final lap. That ended it for him. How about Alonso? I know a lot of you guys are like, come on. But you know what? I'm not like that, because this guy has really had a tough career here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, and for him to finally get a win is something else. And look at the guys he beat as well. Jesse Turner, Caleb Hoffman, John Arndt, Nicholas Amadio. I mean, I would mention Keys and Tuck, but both of those guys are winless as well. But still a great race here at Talladega. Not really a great race for guys like Stuart Gratton, Bryce Lofor, Jonathan Skibnicki. They didn't really get good finishes, and unfortunately they're going to be out. And Madden had a great day. He finished in the top 10, but that was not enough to advance on, unfortunately, for him. Now, I could be wrong. I've screwed up before, and I tell you, I know I could be wrong about that. And I'm pretty sure Ryan Madden's good to go, or not good to go, I should say. I'm sorry. Yeah. You see what I mean? I screw up a lot. But anyways, here Joe Larvin Alonso gets the win here in the Pop-Tarts 500. Please note disliking. I would appreciate it if you didn't dislike the video. That would be nice. But anyways, let's go ahead and see who made it on to the round of 8 here in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. And I'm pretty sure I know who it is. But just to make sure, I'm going to show you guys right now. And here it is. The 8 drivers moving on to the round of 8 are the 8 that were there heading into this race. Interesting thing there, all 4 of the guys who came into this race outside the top 8 stayed there at Talladega. That's a rare thing to happen. But Trey Bartow, we already knew he was moving on. Caleb Hoffman got that great finish there at the end, finished 3rd. Matt Dalio, even though he had a problem, he's going to finish 3rd in the points. In the round of 12. Actually, he's going to be tied there with John Arndt in the 95. Cameron Black moving on in the 11. Jordan Newman. I have a feeling Newman's going to win this thing because we've hardly talked about Newman. I tell you, Jordan Newman, he's been doing a great job. He's moving on to the round of 8 along with Cody Smart. Both of those guys have yet to get a win this season. And they're still in. And Selzman got in by the skin of his teeth. Well, actually not really. He's 6 points ahead of Gratton. But if Gratton did not crash, Gratton would have made it in. But unfortunately for Gratton, he crashed. Madden did not have enough there at the end. Lofor and Skibnicki. When you think about it, Selzman did get in by the skin of his teeth because Madden was like 2nd on the white flag lap there. So yeah, but Skibnicki had no shot. He got knocked out really early. And phone's ringing again. Hold on. 2nd time in this video the phone is rung. Anyways. Trey Bartow, Caleb Hoffman, Matt Dalio, John Arndt, Cameron Black, Jordan Newman, Cody Smart, and Tyler Selzman, the 8 guys moving on. Those are going to be the 8 drivers that will battle for a championship in the next 4 races, and one of those guys will be your Season 5 Chick-fil-A Cup Series champion. But anyways, that is it for me. Congratulations to the guy advancing on, and congratulations to Hair Joe Arvin Alonso for grabbing his first career Chick-fil-A Cup Series win here today. And that is it for me. So tomorrow, of course, tomorrow's Saturday. I really don't know how I'm going to do this because I'm going to be on vacation over the weekend, and I really don't know how I'm going to schedule it. But tomorrow, the next race you guys will see will be Martinsville for the first race in the round of 8. Can't even get these numbers straight, I tell you. Then it's on the Rockingham, UK, and then Phoenix, and then Homestead. Next week will be the last week of action here for a while. We'll have the NRLOA kickoff September 3rd, and then the first race in the Kubota Sports Car Championship September 10th. And going to take a couple weeks off. Racing will return September 24th with the Turkey Hills Series. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Hair Joe Larvin Alonso for getting the win, and that is it for me. I will see you guys later.